I can really appreciate the second reading for today, but I have to admit it's not easy because the second really talks about how God disciplines us because He wants to help us grow and He loves us. Just like parents have to discipline their children, they do so that their children grow to become responsible adults. And a lot of times kids don't like discipline, but years later, when they're adults, they understand why their parents did what they did. And that's just like us with God. We may not like how God disciplines us, but later on we will thank Him and understand it. The second reading also goes hand in hand with today's gospel, where Jesus says He wants us to have everlasting life, salvation. And to do that, we need to go through Jesus' little door. And that little door means we need to follow Jesus' teachings. Now, His teachings aren't easy and they're quite challenging. They require us to be humble and obedient and to allow Him to lead us. And what that means is that we have to put our own selfishness and our own pride to the side and stop trying to play God ourselves. And that means every time we sin, we're playing God because God has told us not to do that, but we say, hey, don't tell me what to do. I know what's best for me. And that's trying to put us on the same level as God. And then we have to live with the consequences. And if you go back to the first book in the Bible, Genesis, we can talk about Adam and Eve and how Adam and Eve were tempted to sin. The serpent in the garden told them that if they eat that forbidden fruit, that they will have the knowledge of God. And of course, they wanted to become God, so they ate the fruit. And that was the sin that continues through to today. And the sin is trying to play God. We need to push that aside, live in humility, and follow Jesus and God's teachings and God's will. And that will help lead us through that little door into heaven. So how can we find Jesus' teachings today? Well, in the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church believes in the 12 apostles and believes that they carried on Jesus' teachings to what became the church to this very day. And the Catholic Church continues Jesus' teachings. We have an understanding of how to interpret the Bible. The Catholic Church has never given into worldly pressures to change or become more current because they're old-fashioned. They have been steadfast in their following of Jesus' teachings, and for that, they're not very popular in the world today. Catholic people have been tempted to follow their worldly desires and to do their own will, in other words, play God. But we need to not do that. We need to be humble. We need to follow Jesus' teachings and follow the Catholic Church, and that will guarantee us everlasting life. Thank you, and God bless you.